Welcome to my channel. My name is Kang, and in this video, I'm going to be giving you some of my best streaming tips for 2020 and beyond. Now, a little bit of a disclaimer. A lot of this is going to be facts based around the streaming universe, but some of it's going to be my opinion based upon my years of experience with streaming. So you can take it or leave it. I suggest you take some of it because it may be useful to you. Before I get into the tips, I kind of want to give you a little bit of background on who I am, just so that you may know that I know a little bit about what I'm talking about. This video should have chapters, however, so if you just want to skip to the actual tips, then you're more than welcome to do that as well. So, who am I? Well, my name is Kang, like I mentioned, and I have been streaming for over 5 years, and I started streaming right here on YouTube. And just like some of you, I started from the bottom. I didn't have any friends who could help me out with raids and hosts to get me boosted with some viewers. I didn't have any fancy equipment or anything like that. And as a matter of fact, you can see in my first stream here that it was very basic. And I didn't even have my mic on for like the first 15 to 20 minutes. And I didn't even know because I didn't have any viewers to tell me that I didn't have my mic on. But the point is that I've been streaming for a while and I started from nothing, like some of you may be doing as well. But I kept at it throughout the years, and I found my first big break when I started streaming Dead by Daylight. And I went from having, no viewers to having thousands upon thousands of viewers every single day. And that was on YouTube. Then we switched over to Twitch, and we kind of hit a little bit of a bottom, which is good because I can tell you about that experience. But then we kind of took off recently again to the point where now we have thousands of subscribers on Twitch. And if you're familiar with how Twitch works, subscribers are people that support your channel on a monthly basis. So that means that it's doing pretty well. All that to say is I've come from nothing. I've had some highs, I've had some lows, and I've had some highs again. And throughout that 5-year experience, I can tell you what has worked for me and what can potentially work for you. Well, let's get straight into the tips. Number one, know your tech. A big issue that I see a lot of beginner streamers have is that they don't know enough about how streaming works. And you don't need to be a tech guru, but there are some basics that you should know. Number one is know which encoder you should be using. Number two is know which resolution you should be streaming at, and also which bit rate. Number three, which bit rate you should be streaming at. And also number four is how to actually capture whatever you're trying to show, which could be your console or your PC game. So I'm not going to go into too much detail regarding how to set up OBS for all that. I may make another video regarding that, but notice that I'm also saying how to set up OBS. What you should be using is just OBS Studios. OBS Studios is very lightweight. It's not going to bog down your computer. Some people may use Streamlabs OBS. My recommendation is go straight to the source. OBS Studios is what Streamlabs OBS is based off on. So just go straight to the source. Streamlabs OBS is not affiliated with OBS. They just basically took OBS and made their own version of it. So just go straight to the source and get the updates directly from OBS. A little bit of a tangent, but anyway, when we're talking about encoders, rule of thumb is you do not want to use X264. For 80% of people streaming, I would probably say maybe even more, do not want to use X264. X264 is very CPU intensive, and if you only have one computer, which most of us have, then you do not want to use that. What you want to use is your GPU. So if you have an NVIDIA graphics cards, for example, you want to go into your encoders and select NVENC. That's NVIDIA encoder. That's going to use your GPU as your encoder, and your GPU has way more than enough overhead to stream properly while also playing your game and capturing it to your audience. So that's what you want to use. I'm not sure what the AMD equivalent of that is. I'll probably look it up and then put it on the screen, but that is what you want to use. A lot of people try to use X264 and their stream is laggy. They can't hardly play the game. They're dropping frames, and that is the reason why. NVENC is going to give you so much more performance and your stream won't be laggy. When it comes to what resolution and bit rate you should be using, that's going to depend on your hardware and also your connection, whatever kind of connection you have from your cable provider, your ISP. But OBS has gotten so much better at helping you to determine that. So what you could do is go up to Tools and then use the Auto Configuration Wizard. That's going to run a couple of tests on your computer and on your connection speed to figure out what may work for you. But just doing that, you still want to understand what's going on. So let's break it down just a little bit. When it comes to bitrate, Twitch, for example, the max bitrate that you can send to Twitch is 6,000. Now 6,000 is going to get you a super crispy stream. It's going to be like HD. People can see your pores and everything, and that's what you want. That's what you want. You want your stream to look as good as possible. But if your upload speed is not strong enough to handle that, then your stream is going to lag. You're going to drop frames. The rule of thumb is you want to have enough overhead on your computer to do other things. You want to look at your upload speed. Upload speed is what you want to look at, not download. Download does not matter at all when you are streaming. So let's say you have 10 upload. Run a test if you have 10 upload. If you have 10 upload, then that is good enough to use 6,000 bitrate. If you have 5 upload, whether you're not going to be able to do 6,000. So take that first number, whatever your upload speed is, and that is going to be your bitrate. Give with a little bit of wiggle room. So if you have 10, 6 is okay. If you have 5, maybe go with 4,000 bitrate. You see what I'm saying? I'll try to put some numbers on the screen to help you understand what I'm talking about. But anyway, if your upload is like 20, you're fine. 6,000 bitrate, crank it up. It doesn't matter. Twitch is going to automatically adjust the quality of your stream anyway with transcoding, so people can choose to lower the quality if it's too high for their own connection. But you want to send them as much data as possible. The higher the bitrate, that means more data that you're sending to Twitch. That means stream is going to look better. When it comes to resolution, this also is going to depend on your hardware. Now, if you have a relatively newer computer with some upgraded hardware, then you should be able to do 1080p 60 frames per second. That is what you should try to achieve. That is what streaming, that's the general baseline for streaming. Now, some people may have 4K monitors and they want to play their games at 4K. None of that really matters when it comes to streaming. 1080p is king. So you want to have your OBS set to 1080p. You want to be broadcasting out at 1080p, and to save you some wiggle room and not hog up all your resources, you may want to just play your game at 1080p as well. If it's a PC game, you may want to just play the game at 1080p as well, because again, if you're playing at 4K, your viewers are not going to see 4K. It's going to be downscaled to 1080p anyway. So you're just wasting your resources by trying to stream at 4K and high fidelity, super duper HD. I play all my games at 1080p. I stream at 1080p. If you watch my streams, you'll see everything is super duper crispy because I have it set up that way. So don't waste your time trying to do 4K. Crank it down to 1080p. You may want to get an old 1080p monitor if you want, so it doesn't look bad on a 4K monitor. That's just my advice from what I've been doing. But again, you can just run the OBS auto configuration wizard. Again, that's up in tools, and it should help you choose which resolution may work for you. But again, play around with it, run a couple of test streams, see if it looks nice, but don't be afraid to crank it up to 1080p 60 frames per second, because it may work out for you. It works out for me. If you want to know what hardware that I have, then that should be down in the description as well. So if you have similar or better hardware, it should work. Moving on, number 2 is use your tools. Now, Twitch is my preferred streaming platform. There are tons of different streaming platforms, YouTube being one, but Twitch by and far has the most features that will help you to take your streaming to the next level. So this is what I'm talking about when I say use your tools. For example, Twitch has what they call extensions. There are so many extensions that you could possibly be using to help you engage and interact with your audience. I'm going to show you where the extensions are, but take a look around, see if anything might be interesting to you, see if there are some extensions that will help you, that may work with the game you're playing to help your audience engage with the game you're playing better. There's also my preferred use of overlay software is Stream Elements. Now, Stream Elements has a bunch of different tools as well. If you've ever seen my stream, then you know that we have a lot of things going on in the stream, and most of that is powered by Stream Elements. Now, the reason why I say again that Twitch is my preferred platform, because a lot of these things will not work on YouTube. And when you watch a YouTube stream, you'll see that, yeah, they're streaming, but they may not have, all the bells and whistles. And sometimes, bells and whistles aren't really required, but it can take the stream to a different level when you have different things going on that can keep your audience engaged and increase your interaction with your audience. So use your tools. Don't be afraid to add in and try new things. Make sure you keep aware of what's coming out and what is new, because when something new, if someone builds a new tool, then you may want to use it. So make sure you immerse yourself into that kind of streaming environment. Best thing that I can tell you is watch other streamers as well to see what they're using, because they may be using something that you are not even aware of. You may want to incorporate that into your stream. If you want to know some of the things that I use on my stream, then I'll try to leave some of that information below as well. Number 3 is presentation. Now, this is a big one. Now, everyone, when you first start off streaming, you may not be able to afford, fancy equipment like a really good camera, lighting, and all that. But that is something that you should be looking to get some nice lighting, get a nice camera, because that's going to increase the quality of your stream, and that's going to separate your stream from everybody else's stream, the quality of it. Again, this may not matter to some people watching the stream. They may not care that your face cam is blurry, that you have bad lighting and stuff like that, but it's definitely gonna set you apart from other people. And the reason you're watching this video is because you want to know how to take your stream to the next level, I assume. So this is what you should try to achieve. Now, and again, this goes back to also what I was saying about streaming at 1080p. Again, 1080p is king on YouTube and Twitch, so you want to make sure you're streaming at 1080p, 60 frames per second, at the highest bit rate that you can pump out. You want your stream to look nice and crispy. I'm going to leave some links again down below with some of the equipment that I'm using, but this is a Sony camera. I have some lights from Elgato. I have a really nice mic, as you can see. But again, if you saw my first stream way back in the day, I had none of this. So I didn't start off with this stuff, but over the years, I was able to get this stuff to take my stream to the next level. Presentation is very important, not just with your equipment. However, it can be about your personal appearance as well. So I treat every single stream as if I'm going into my job, or if I'm going into like an interview or something. So I shower, I brush my teeth, I shave, I wash my face, I do all kind of stuff to make sure that I am presentable. Because again, you never know who is watching your stream. You never know who might come into your stream. You never know your audience. You want to make sure you are looking presentable. Don't just hop out of bed with crusts in your eyes. You didn't even do your hair or anything like that. You just press the go live button. Make sure you look presentable. Make sure you are showing the stream that you want to be when it comes to how you are presenting it. Make sure you're taking it serious. If you really want to grow, you got to make sure you look serious, you're taking it serious, and people can see that. And again, you don't have to go out and get all kind of fancy equipment right away, but just start with the basics. Work on your presentation yourself, work with what you have. Even if I'll tell you guys, I used to use a lamp as my lighting. I used to use a lamp. I would just have it set up behind my computer screen, and that would be my lighting. So again, if you can't afford the crazy best equipment, use what you have, but try to make it look as nice and presentable as you can. That's my tip. So number 4, we're getting into the nitty gritty. We're getting to like the real information that can help you out. Number 4 is find your niche, or your niche, as some people may pronounce it, as Google pronounces it differently depending on how you ask. Anyway, find your niche. Okay, now a lot of people will tell you, just stream whatever you want. Just stream whatever you want. The people, if they want to watch, they'll watch. I'm gonna say wrong. That's not what you want to do, especially as a new streamer or someone who's trying to grow. I will tell you that the most success that I've had in streaming, which is now and then years ago, is when I had a niche, when I was focusing on something. Whether that be back in the day, I was focusing on Dead by Daylight and horror content, or now I'm focusing on Animal Crossing content. But the times in which I was most successful is when I had a niche. So you want to find something that you really enjoy and stick to that for a period of time, so that you can grow an audience that also likes that content. Now, while you're growing that audience, you want to be very careful and really hone in on how you can keep that audience, because the goal is to be able to play other things, but you have to make sure that audience sticks around. So find your niche, play that game, play it as often as you can, build up that community, which is going to be another one of my tips, spoiler alert. But make sure you build up that community and there's going to be people who like you, who like your personality, that are going to stick around when you're playing other things as well. But if you're jumping around to all kind of different games and you're a new streamer, people are not going to stick around long enough to actually see if they like you as a person, because a lot of people, they'll come in when you're playing one particular game. If you're playing one game one day and then the next day you're not playing that same game, they may not come back to your stream. They may not come back to your stream ever. So you want to be consistent with one thing that you enjoy and one thing that you're good at for a period of time. Those people are going to come around. They're going to say, man, I really like this guy. I really like this gal. I really love the community, people, the other people too. I love coming to the stream and talking to the other people that are there. Man, you know, they're playing a different game today. You know, I'm going to come stick around anyway, because I like talking to the people that are there. That's the goal. That is the goal. The goal is to keep people around by doing something, by sticking in your bucket, by staying in your pocket. That's the term I'm trying to think of. By staying in your pocket, keep people around, but then gradually branch out into other things. That's the tip that I can give you, because if you're, again, don't go for, I'm just gonna play anything that I want. Pick a niche, stay in that niche, and then over a period of time have other kind of content come in. Because again, as I just told you, the times where I was most successful is when I had a niche and I was sticking to it, and then I was able to branch out beyond that niche. But try to stick to it for a while, for as long as it takes. Don't drop it unless you get absolutely positively tired of it. Streaming is not all fun and glamorous. It is work. And there are some times where you may not want to play that game. You may not want to play in that genre. But if you really want to grow your streaming career, sometimes you're going to have to just do it. And right now, my niche is Animal Crossing. And are there times where I don't want to stream Animal Crossing? Not really. I'm still enjoying the game, to be honest. I'm still enjoying the game. I'm doing a lot of different things in the game to keep my interest. But I also want to play other games. To my point, I want to play other things. So I will still stream Animal Crossing, because a lot of people have found me recently because of Animal Crossing. So we'll still stream that game, but I'll also trickle in after Animal Crossing some other games that I want to play as well. That's how you do it. If your niche is Call of Duty, well then play Call of Duty every single day, okay? But if you want to play something else, like let's say you want to play Overwatch, well, play Call of Duty first and then switch to Overwatch later. But don't just drop Call of Duty. Don't just drop it and try to stream Overwatch for a week, because you're going to lose a lot of your audience that wants to see you play Call of Duty. That's just how it works. That's just how it is. And that's the way that it's gonna be. Again, I've been doing this for a long time, and that's something I have always seen. You need to grow an audience that wants to watch you play other things, but there are going to be some people who just will not come. But you need to continue growing your audience to the point where there's enough people that are going to watch you play other things. I think I'm on this point for too long. Let's move on. Number 5, foster your community. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, the easiest thing that you can do as a streamer to kind of foster your community, to grow your community, to build your community is read your chat. Read your chat. Talk to the people that are there watching you. A mistake that I see a lot of streamers do is that they do not read their chat properly. They may check their chat once every 5-10 minutes to see what people are saying. You want to be on your chat like a hawk. You want to be constantly looking to see what people are saying so that you can respond to people. Now, it may be difficult depending on what kind of game you're playing. Like if you're playing a high intense game like a shooter or something, you may not be able to check as often. But when you do check, you want to make sure that you are reading what people are saying, and you want to make sure you try to catch up on every single message that was put into your chat room. Now, if your chat is moving super duper fast, that may be difficult. But if your chat is moving super fast, then you may not be watching this video in the first place. So you what? Read from top to bottom. I think a lot of people, what they'll do is they'll read from bottom to top, or they'll just read from bottom. They won't even read from bottom to top. They'll just read from bottom. I see a lot of people, they'll just read the most recent message that was put into the chat room, and they think that's good enough. So if somebody says their most recent message is hi, they'll just say, oh, hi, what's up, dude, and they'll go back to doing whatever they're doing, while there's like 10 messages above that where people were having a conversation or trying to talk to you and you just ignored them. If you are a small streamer, medium streamer, you want to try to build your community, and the best way you can do that is just simply just reading every single message and talking to people. Even if you think it's a dumb message, you think, why is this person saying that, just acknowledge it, just say something about it, one word, haha, move on, but just acknowledge that people are talking to you, because again, those people are going to notice that. People are going to notice that, hey man, this guy or gal has some awesome engagement, some awesome interaction. I can come in there, I can say hello, they'll say hello back, I can tell them something that happened to me, they'll read it, they'll respond, they'll give their opinion or feedback regarding what I'm talking about. But if you're just playing your game and you're not talking to anybody, then they're just gonna say, man, this guy or gal, she doesn't even talk to anybody. Like, what's the point of even being here? I'm supposed to just talk to myself? Or, you know, I think a lot of streamers think like the chat is just like just a bunch of usernames or a number or a view count, and the people in the chat room can just talk to each other and entertain themselves. But no, you are there to entertain them. You are an entertainer, and part of that entertainment is communicating with them. They are there because they want to talk to you. They want to interact with you. They may talk to other people as well, but usually, a lot of times, they're going to want to talk to you or say something to you, interact with you. So make sure you're trying your best to read what they're saying and communicate with them. Another point to this is social media. Twitter. You want to be on Twitter. Twitter is the best way to, in my opinion, best way to interact with people that may be fans of your content. There's Instagram and there's Facebook, but Instagram is mostly for like pictures. If you just want to talk to people, then Twitter is the best way to just talk to people. Instagram is the best way to show people things. So you can use both. You should probably be using both, Twitter and Instagram. You can also get a Facebook group set up or Facebook page for your channel as well. Discord is another big one. You want to have a Discord channel set up so people that want to communicate in real time with other people, and yourself included, they can join your Discord. And make sure you're at least somewhat active in your Discord. Maybe just once a day, you know, you can post something, you know, or just be in there as often as you can. But you want to be active in your Discord so people can see that. And again, that helps to grow and foster your community as well. So to recap, read your chat, guys. Read your chat as much as you can. As much as you can, respond to people as much as you can. Twitter, you want to be on Twitter. Instagram, you want to be on Instagram. Discord, you want to have a Discord. Make sure you're active on those things as well. Don't just make them and leave them. Make sure you're active for your community. Number 6, and it's probably going to be my most debatable tip, but again, I'm just giving you my personal experience and also what I've seen work for other people. Number 6 is tone it down. Now, what do I mean by tone it down? Well, basically, here's what I'm trying to say. I am a family-friendly streamer. What that means is my content is made to appeal to a broad range of people. That could be kids, that could be teens, adults, even people that are like 60, 80 years old. The reason that I do it that way is because I want to appeal to the most amount of people, a broad audience. And again, you're watching this video because you're looking for ways to grow your channel. So a way to grow your channel is to appeal to as many people as possible. So now if you are a person that curses a lot, goes all, you know, inappropriate, nothing against you, nothing against that. People can do whatever kind of content they want. But again, you are limiting your audience. You're limiting your audience because there are a lot of people who don't want to watch that kind of content, especially if you're really extreme. You don't want to be too far in either extreme. You don't want to be too extreme on the family friendly side where you're kid friendly, where, you know, you're like, hey guys, today we're playing some Call of Duty. Yeah. You know, you don't want to be that, but you don't want to be too far on the other extreme where you're cursing and dropping F-bombs every 3 seconds. Because I can tell you, even though I'm family friendly, there are a lot of my viewers who curse a lot. They'll tell me that they have a sailor mouth, whatever you want to describe, but they curse a lot. But they still watch me knowing that I don't curse at all. I don't curse on my streams. I don't curse in real life. That's just the way that I live my life, you know? I don't do any of that, but they still watch me because, again, my content appeals to a broad spectrum of people. It's not kid friendly, whereas you, an adult, are going to lose brain cells by watching me because I'm appealing to children, but it's not too extreme where you can't even watch it with your family or your kids because I'm dropping F-bombs every 3 seconds. It is broadly appealing to a lot of people. So that's my tip. The main thing you want to do is make sure it doesn't come off as fake. So again, I'm just being myself, so this is easy for me to not curse in my stream and things like that. I'm just being myself. But if you are a person who curses a lot, and if you're trying to be family friendly and it comes off as fake or it comes off as difficult to you, then you may not want to do it. A lot of the most popular streamers and content creators, they kind of keep it PG. You know, they kind of keep it PG. There are exceptions to that. There are some very popular streamers and content creators who go, you know, they go all kind of wild and everything. But a lot of the top ones, the ones who are most successful, they kind of keep it PG-13. They don't go too crazy, and I'm sure you are aware of that. So tone it down a little bit. I know you may be a person who says, you know, I just want to be myself. I just want to do all, you know. But if you're looking to grow and you're looking to appeal to a wide variety of people, you may want to keep it PG-13. You don't got to be G. You don't got to be saying, you know, teaching kids the ABCs or anything, but you want to tone it down a little bit so that there's a wide variety of people that can watch you. Now, again, if this is difficult for you or you think that you can't do it, then don't try it, because again, people are going to notice that you're being fake, you know. If it comes off as disingenuous, you know, like you're saying, oh gosh darn it, oh frick, you know, that's lame, you know, that's lame. If it's gonna be like that, then just don't do it. Just be yourself. But again, I'm just giving you tips to what I think may help you to appeal to more people. So don't do it if it's gonna be fake, but if you can do it, you're gonna probably grow a little bit faster. Okay. All right. So we've made it to number 7, and this is by far, in my opinion, the most important tip that I have to give you. The most important, and that is to network. And what do I mean by that? I don't mean going out and asking people to follow you or spamming your channel and other people's channels. What I mean, the best thing that you can do is join a community. Be a genuine member of a community. I can tell you from my years of experience that there's been tons of people that have watched me. They've watched me for years. They support the channel. And when they started streaming, they were already 3 steps ahead of everybody else because they were a part of my community. And when they started streaming, people in my community started watching them immediately off the bat. They didn't start where I started from, you know, with nobody. They started from being a part of a community, and those people in the community may like them. They may be fond of them. So when they start streaming, they say, hey, I'm going to go watch this guy because I know him. I've been chatting with him for months. Oh, they started streaming now. I'm going to go watch and support them as well. That's the best thing that you can do. You know, don't join a community trying to get something out of it. Join a community just to be there, enjoy the content, help people out, chat with people. And then when you start streaming, the streamer you're watching may notice. They may say, hey, wow, this person is watching me for a year now. They just started streaming. I'm going to go show them some support. And people who know me, people who have been around my streams, they can tell you that I have done that a lot. If I know someone in my community and they've been around supporting, they've been an awesome community member, if they started streaming, I'm going to go drop them a raid, a host. I'm going to go sub to them. I'm going to go give some, I'm going to do whatever I can to help them because they supported me over the years, and they didn't ask anything in return. They were just there. You don't have to ask me to do anything. That's the kind of person that I am. But I notice those kind of things, and I think a lot of people would notice that kind of thing. So join a community, be involved, just be there. Don't do it expecting anything, but just be there because you are a genuine person and you like the content. Find someone you like, join their community, be a part of their community, help out. And I am probably 90% sure if you start streaming, they're going to notice, they're going to watch you. The streamer may notice you as well and help you out. So if you don't want to start from 0 viewers, that's the best thing that you can do, because I've seen so many people, their first stream, because they were a part of my community, their first stream they had 20 viewers. They didn't have to start with 0 viewers. But the best thing that I can say, if you're going to be a streamer, be involved in the streaming universe. I think I've seen so many streamers who don't even watch other streamers, like small streamers who don't watch other streamers. How are you going to be a streamer if you don't watch other streamers? I started by watching other streamers. Now, I didn't immerse myself into their community when I started streaming, but that is a great way to start off from at 20 instead of. All right, well, that's going to complete my best tips for 2020 when it comes to streaming. Hopefully I was clear enough with what the tips that I gave. I kind of hate making videos like this because I never really make a script. I just kind of like jot down some key points and then just fly off the dome with whatever I come up with. So hopefully I explained things clearly enough. If you have any questions, you can leave a comment and I can expand upon it down in the comments. But if the video helps you out in any kind of way, let me know. Leave a like, subscribe to the channel. We do a lot of different kind of content, mainly Animal Crossing, as I talked about in the video. But I may make another video going over how to set up OBS Studios properly to get the best performance and the best quality as well. An updated video. I did make a video a long time ago, but I think it was XSplit, but some of it is very similar in how to set it up, XSplit versus OBS Studios. So let me know if you want to see that kind of video, and I may go back and do it. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. If it helped, leave a like, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. Take care.